Welcome back to another GT Homes exclusive. One of the questions our investors usually ask us is, what is the difference between development charges and Section 37 levies? Great question. Now that we touched on what development charges and Section 37 levies are in the last two videos, let's talk about the main differences between the two of them. Development charges and Section 37 levies are some of the most common closing costs that you need to know about before purchasing a pre-construction condo unit. This is because you're more likely to see them listed on your agreement of purchase and sale and on the final statement of adjustments during the final closing phase. Let's explain this more in detail. Development charges are government fees that help pay for the city's growth. New home developers are required to pay these fees to municipalities in order to help to fund the city's infrastructure. These fees are paid upfront by the developer once they receive their building permit, but then passed on to the buyer to pay during the final closing. Development charges can be used for new roads, sidewalks, transit, parks, schools, community centers, and much more. Section 37 levies, on the other hand, are benefits that are provided in the local community within which the new development is located in. Each city has zoning bylaws, and if a developer wants to build something that exceeds those limits, they will have to make an arrangement with the municipality to provide or pay for some kind of community benefit in return for building their development. Section 37 levies can be used for anything the community feels it needs, such as improving parks, adding more green space, upgrading recreational facilities, or improving the streetscapes by adding trees, benches, and pedestrian walkways. Unlike development charges, where the funds are used to support the city's growth, Section 37 funds are benefits that are used in the local community or neighborhood where the new development is being built. It's important to note that development charges and Section 37 levies are passed from the developer to the buyer, which means that these levies are essentially paid by the buyer. Now, you may see fees for development charges and Section 37 levies on your agreement of purchase and sale, but you don't have to pay for these fees until your final closing date, also known as closing costs. Your agreement of purchase and sale will state all the closing costs on the Tarion Schedule B section of your agreement of purchase and sale, and the price of these closing costs can change once you reach your final closing date when you receive your final statement of adjustments. Your agreement of purchase and sale will state that you're responsible for any changes to closing costs over the course of construction. But here's how you can protect yourself and your investment. Your development charges can be capped, so it is important to negotiate a capped price with the developer before you sign your agreement of purchase and sale. This way, you'll know exactly how much you're paying for when you approach your final closing date. What you can do is work with your planning agent and have them negotiate for incentives that include limiting how much you'll be paying on final closing. This means that they will make sure that they're capping as many levies as possible, so there are no surprises when it comes to review your final statement of adjustments. Development charges and Section 37 levies are so important because they're considered your out-of-pocket expenses that you pay before your final closing. And these expenses have a big impact on your ability to invest. So when you get these fees capped or limited, you will have more purchasing power and more money to put towards investing into your unit. And remember, development charges and Section 37 levies are all used to support city and local community growth. As the city grows and more benefits are provided to the community, your investment will grow too. Stay tuned for next week's video as we discuss more in depth about how you can cap your development charges with your planning agent to make your investment work for you. This has been a GT Homes exclusive. Remember to subscribe and to visit us at gtahomes.com.